Good evening, and welcome to another melancholy version of Diatribes from the voice of Doom. Now here's your meandering and mellifluous host, voice of Doom. Hello. Alright, I thought I'd get back into my old mode of doom and the end of the world because things have happened over the last few days, and I don't want to talk anymore about human relationships. I've said all I can about that, but things have happened, and it kind of reinforces my idea that the end is near, because they really don't want to put the facade on anymore like life will be normal. I don't see it happening. In the old days, it used to be everything's good, and prices are up a little bit. That's okay. The bottom dropped out of the real estate market. Oh well. There's a war going on over here. We can deal with that. But now it's like cities getting looted, cities in basic third world states where there's hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people on the street that can't function in society. I mean, things happening all over the place, weird weather, people being swept away, everywhere, in all corners of the earth. So something's going on, we all know that, but now it reaches a little point in political strife where what happened was we had an administration of complete incompetence. I mean, beyond all human understanding, incompetence, where we were being ruled by a demented fool who knew nothing about what was going on and allowed millions of people to come into this country unvetted, where we don't know who they are or what they're doing, which is a big project to try to alleviate. So what happens is that particular ideology is swept away, and we re-elect Orangey to solve all these problems. And he is solving them. And he has to do it in a draconian way that makes us look like a police state. So, you see what we have now. We have the tribes going back and forth. And the lefternmost people are looking more and more stupid every day. They're trying everything they can to try to look cool, but the people they're trying to appease or try to appeal to, the people between 18 and 30, are starting to go, wait a minute, I can't function in society. I can be an Antifa, I can be an anarchist, but when push comes to shove, I'm sleeping on my friend's floor. Now, sooner or later, these guys are going to have to grow up, or they're going to just be adult pods. I don't know. They probably won't be here because, by my reckoning, they're going to get rid of 6 billion people in the next 2 or 3 years. Now, like I was saying, we had total incompetence for 4 years, inexplicable behavior. And now we have someone coming in with their, they have their majority in Congress, and they have a more or less majority in the Supreme Court, and they're starting to decimate the media because they're suing the hell out of them. So the left's falling apart. Okay, we know that. But now Tulsi Gabbard comes in with this information that we all knew for years. They were making up a big pile of lies to make it sound like Putin wanted Orangey and Putin was trying to rig the election for Orangey. Okay, come on. If you're Putin, who would you rather have in office? Is he an idiot? Or did he reach the level that he reached by being somewhat sentient, where he would have people look into the background of different people and go, who can I manipulate better? Hillary Clinton, who he had dirt on, or Orangey? Now, come on. The whole thing is almost... Fellini would laugh at the plot and say, I'm not going to do it. It's so ridiculous to think they're going to concoct some idiocy about he's a Russian stooge. Oh my God. That's cartoonish. And people fell for it. So they finally get to the bottom of it. Nothing will happen. Clapper will be fined. And whoever else will be fined. The whole cabal of people that lied, because it's so absurd. It's almost like it's too absurd to even prosecute. But I had an idea, and I'm not really... It's only 6 minutes. I had an idea about legislation that maybe could help, because we've gotten to this point where different parties are sabotaging the country for their own gain. And I don't think we should have that. I think that should be outlawed. So my suggestion is this. We outlaw petulance. We say, if you are an outgoing administration in this cycle of elections that we do for whatever reason, you cannot just destroy things just because you're mad because you lost. That should be a very good law that you can make and say, if you do anything against this law, you will go to prison for 20 years because you're impeding the progress of what used to be, and I'll say it again, the United States. So I don't think we have much time. Now, that's a good law because, especially with the D's, because they're such petulant little brats. When Clinton lost to GW, they take all the W's off the typewriters. Take the W's off. And break the phones. Pull them all out so they have a hard time. They have to reinstall everything. I would give them 20 years for that. Every last one of them. Because they're impeding. I mean, what's government for? Come on. That's why everything's gone wrong. That's why we're doomed. That's why we won't make it to 27. Because the politics has nothing to do with improving the country. And I don't give a shit about the country because I'm not a nationalist. But improving our environment. They're working against each other. They want each other to fail. So how are we going to make it? Come on. You people are idiots if you don't realize how these elitist mongrels are just keeping us back. They're pulling the reins back on the horses in a illegal Filipino horse race where everybody's reining back their horse because they know who has to win. It's ridiculous and it's stupid, and we're doomed because AI will take over soon, and then there won't be any reason to talk about it because we'll all be gone. They don't need us. What do they need us for? So I didn't even fill up 15 minutes. It's pretty pathetic, but I wanted to make a few comments about, I mean, we all know what's going to happen. Nothing. You know, none of these people in the D's that perpetrated this Russian hoax will face any repercussions because they're part of that upper elite gravitas. No, you can't put me in prison. That's not going to happen. And if they do start trying to put people in prison, then we know we're doomed. Because we know that the powers that be don't give a crap anymore about us. They will go into their bunkers. They will go into their well-appointed underground enclaves, guarded, and wait for everything to blow over, in which we all get a lot of crap. With weather, with EMPs, with CMEs, with just utter anarchy, with people on the street taking everything, and then nobody can do business anywhere. It's going to be obvious that what's going to happen. So everybody better get ready for it. That's all I have to say. I probably won't do another diatribe for a few days, because unless there's breaking news, I think you heard it all. So I'll leave it there. I wish I could have said more. I'm not that coherent right now. But I think I explained to you why we're kind of in trouble. All right. Bye-bye.